Good morning, children. This is English for class 11. Hello, how are you all? Very good. So, let's begin today's session. You must have guessed what? Yes, speech writing. So, let's begin. A speech is a formal talk that a person delivers to his audience. It is important to note that the written speech should consist of small sentences having not more than 10 to 12 words in a sentence. Value points. Greet your audience and introduce the topic you are going to speak. A speech is simply an official verbal presentation that is meant to achieve a certain goal. The aim of making a speech or even writing one is to convince your audience to buy into your idea or pay attention to your subject of discussion. In an exam setup, an examiner might ask you to write a speech on a particular topic, or you could be asked to imagine yourself as someone else and giving a speech to a different audience. Here are a few tips to help you prepare to score top marks in your GSC English exam or any exam for that matter. Introduce yourself. Very important. The first thing to do in any speech you write is to introduce yourself. If you've seen footage of historic speeches, the speaker might skip over the formality of introducing themselves, or they might be introduced by someone before they take the stage. Put that out of your mind. For your GC, SC or any speech, you need to make an introduction. In fact, your introduction is an opportunity to show examiners that you can adapt to introduce yourself to any audience. Okay, you are giving a speech to your teachers. Because you're talking to your teachers in this example, your introduction would need to be more formal. For instance, hello and thank you for taking the time to listen. My name is Lauren Smart and I'm here today to talk to you about. Okay, so notice how the speech writer in this example uses their full name and is very polite to his audience. You're making a speech to your classmates. In this example, your language can be more casual. Your classmates already know who you are, so you could say, hi everyone. Most of you know me already. My name's Shanice. I'm the one who always sits at the back of the class. This speech writer is far less formal, but that's perfect for her audience. She's speaking to her equals. She can connect with them far more effectively. You remember, your introduction is an opportunity. Be creative and introduce yourself to your audience with the tone you mean to go on with. Make a great opening statement. Now the audience knows who you are. It's time to make them pay attention. You should always begin writing your speech in a way that is catchy. You want to craft an introduction that will captivate your target audience. A good opening statement is fairly brief but uses language techniques to make an immediate impact. To begin your speech, try using some of the following language techniques. A rhetorical question. Rhetorical questions are questions that you don't expect your audience to answer. So why use them? Because they make your audience think. When you ask a question that your audience wants to know the answer to, they will pay attention. If you then provide an answer to your own question, your audience will be hooked. Example here, children. I'm here to talk to you about what ordinary people can do to fight against climate change. Why? Because we are running out of time to act. A surprise statement. Surprise is a powerful tool in any speech. It makes your audience sit up and pay attention. Think of the most surprising opinion or fact you want to convey in your speech. Now use it right at the beginning. It could be a famous quote Before exam, take a look at a list of famous quotes. Don't worry about revising famous quotes before your exam. The quote itself won't get you marks, but if you can remember one which is relevant, fine, go ahead. Example, as a wiser woman than me once wrote, it is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Think about how these different techniques effectively grab your attention, and remember that you can do the same with your speech also. So structure your speech. That's the third point, to structure your speech. Make it easy for your audience to understand your point. It's very important. Split it into 3 sections: introduction, main body, and conclusion. In each section, you're trying to achieve a different aim. In the introduction, your aim is to tell your audience who you are and what you're talking about. Then you want to grab their attention. The main body of your speech is where you make your arguments. Divide this main body into 2 or 3 points and separate each point into different paragraphs. At the end comes the conclusion. A good conclusion is very important, it's very, very important because that is what makes your speech a good one. Yes, it is all about that. Begin every paragraph with a topic sentence. Because you're dividing your speech into separate paragraphs, it's important to make it clear what each section is about. To do that, ensure that you have topic sentences for each. Ensure that you have topic sentences. For example, jellyfish are the second thing I want to put into room 101, and for good reason. Use very good English. Good English is essential for your examiner to give you good marks. But don't worry, if you're not confident, there are a couple of tricks you can use to avoid making mistakes. Okay, avoid long sentences, write short sentences instead. By keeping things short, you limit the amount of complex punctuation you need to use. However, bear in mind that for the top marks, examiners are looking for a range of sentence structures and punctuation. Practice. It is a simple tip, but it is the best one I can give you. Trying anything for the first time takes your attention away from your grammar and spelling, and that can lead to mistakes. Practice makes perfect, and it also makes you more confident. So very important, children. So express your opinion. Express your opinion. The most common mistake students make when writing a speech is that they don't express, So whatever you think, you have to write. Yes. What if you don't have a strong opinion on the subject? Imagine you do and write from that perspective. The examiner won't care about your opinion. So what they will care about is your expression. Write from the first person and engage your audience. This is important. When writing your speech, always ensure that you write using the first person. This means that you write as I. By doing this, your audience will recognize that what you're saying is your opinion. Remember, you should also address your audience directly as if you're actually talking to them. Use we and you in your writing. For example, I'm sure that you'll agree using the third person makes each of your audience members sit up and listen. It makes them think about your topic. Use personal details and anecdotes. Every good speech writer aims to make the audience relate to them. If your audience relates to you, they're far from likely to agree with what you're saying. One of the best ways to do that is to tell a short story about yourself or provide short personal details. You don't want to spend too much time talking about yourself and not about your argument. Use rhetorical questions. Yes. And use rhetorical questions throughout your speech, just like I suggested you should do in your opening. Remember, rhetorical questions grab your audience's attention. Use emotive language. Emotive language is one of the most basic but most effective tools as a speech writer can use. In your speech, things shouldn't simply be described just as good or bad. They should be fantastic or horrible, pure or corrupt, adopted. Yes, notice how these example words express more than just good or bad. But do not overuse. If you go over the top, it can reduce the effectiveness. Okay? So use your emotive words sparingly throughout your speech. Throughout your speech, you have to use sparingly. This you have to remember. You can use figurative language, simile, metaphor, imagery. So look at some of the examples there. Yeah, you can use this. So, when you're writing a speech in an exam, English exam, stay focused on the topic, never derail from the subject. This will make you lose marks. This is why it is so important to plan your speech before you begin writing. Think through the structure you are going to use and stick to it. That way you'll stay on topic and you'll not deviate from the main, what you call the topic. Stay focused from your argument. Very, very much required. So, writing a good speech is fairly simple. All you need to practice is, before sitting for a GCSE or any exam, you have to practice. The following acronym might help you remember some of the points we have discussed and help you to score. See, P stands for personal anecdotes to bring your speech to life. E, emotive language. R, rhetorical questions. Figurative language, emphasis through repetition and rule of three, comparison and contrast, tone of the voice. And that would make it perfect. Children, you have to know the purpose. Why are you writing? What are you trying to accomplish with your speech? Educate, inspire, entertain, argue a point. Your goals will dictate the tone and structure and result in dramatically different speeches. Then you have to know your audience, which is very important. Your speech should be tailored for your audience, both in terms of ideas and language. If you're speaking at a sound, if you are speaking, for your audience, you have to be very careful. If you are speaking at a sound healer convention, you won't need to explain the concept of energetic block. And if you're speaking to octogenarians, only quilting circle, you probably shouldn't drop as many F-bombs as you would with your local biker gang. Know the length should not be too small, too big. Write, revise, practice, revise. Okay, this will really help you. Multiple drafts, don't expect to nail everything on the first try. Here is a sample speech for you. How health is affected by lifestyle. Respected principal, teachers and dear friends. Good morning, I am Mamta of 11th A. So who's the speaker here? Who's delivering? Mamta. And I wish to speak to you on a very important matter. I wish to speak to you on how our health is affected by our lifestyle. And these days it is so very true. Yesterday a class 6 student fainted in the assembly. The reason was that she had not taken her breakfast. She had not taken her breakfast of porridge, fruit and milk. She wanted noodles only with coffee. Friends and breakfast. The breakfast her mother had prepared was nutritious. It would have given her energy for the whole day. If we fill our stomach, meal after meal, with junk food, how shall we grow tall and strong? How will we get the energy for mental work? So like food, rest is an important part of our lifestyle. My friend Roshan was unable to answer his English paper in the unit test. So that's what happened. Friend was unable to answer his English paper. He had studied till 3 a.m. because he thought English could be studied in a few hours. Had he been regular in work and study, he would have done well, for he is very intelligent. So see what happened, children. My last word is for my obese friends who form almost 30% of our student body. Exercise, exercise. And regular exercise is the answer to your problems. I sincerely hope you will improve your lifestyle to be healthier and stronger. Thank you. One more sample speech. Side effects of junk food. Oh my God, these days children consume too much junk food. which is very bad for health. Respected principal, vice principal, teachers, and dear friends, good morning. I am grateful to the principal, Dr. N. Ravi, for giving me this opportunity to speak on a matter that is close to the heart of all teenagers. As I stand here, I can see about 8 to 10 overweight students in each class. Surely they are embarrassed and have become the butt of jokes. To look fit and trim is vital for a good personality. You're very important. Friends, I want to look at your daily routine and see what you're doing to get this bulky figure. Are you excessively fond of cold drinks, pizzas, and hamburgers? Do you love to sit before TV and munch wafers and packaged chips of all brands? Is your favorite snack during the long break every day a spicy, oily samosa or bread pakora? Then it is very, very harmful. Later in the evening, do you just sit indoors and work on your computer, complete your homework, or watch TV? If the answer to these questions is yes, you know why you have this ungainly figure. So in order to be slim and athletic type, you need to eat right, exercise briskly in fresh air, and live a disciplined life. The food that your mother prepares is what you should consume rather than junk food. So one more sample speech, library week. Respected principal, vice principal, teachers and friends, it gives me great pleasure to speak to you about the library week that our school has organized from 2nd to 9th September this year. This week is slightly different from the others. Here we have to shift the focus to mental attainment. The aim of celebrating this week. What is the aim? Tell me, children. Yes, obviously to inculcate reading habits among students. Reading, makes a man what? Perfect. Reading makes a man perfect. Very true. It does make a man perfect. So new arrivals in the reference section such as the encyclopedia and dictionaries as well as general books will be displayed. National Book Trust and Oxford University Press are putting up an exhibition. We have invited Dr. Kailash Vajpayee to inaugurate the exhibition. He will autograph the books and interact with students. Other authors like Khushwant Singh and Ruskin Bond will also pay us a visit. During the week, a quiz competition will be organized. The reading section will have more new magazines for teenagers' interest. Thank you. Media has a stronghold on society. Write a speech in 150-200 words on how media influences public opinion to be delivered in the school assembly. So here's the answer, children. Let's have a look at it. Respected principal, sir, honorable teachers, and my dear friends, I, Mehak Prasad of 11C, will enlighten you today on the fact that the media has a stronghold on society. Yes, it does have. It influences public opinion significantly because people consider true whatever the media depicts, whether it is the electronic media like TV and radio, social media like Facebook and Twitter, cyber media like the internet and email, or the print media like newspaper and magazines. However, in some cases, what happens? Yeah, sometimes, of course, it is not believable, some news that the media portrays. Yeah, it does happen. In some cases, the actual situation is totally different from what is depicted in the media. Media dramatizes the information to serve its own ends and usually to gain popularity. Yeah, it does happen. Everybody are exposed to different forms of media. People are not always able to separate fact from opinion and believe or disbelieve what they see. Yes, it does happen. This molds their opinions and actions, thus enabling the media to have a strong hold on society. Over-reporting as well as under-reporting can lead to misinformed opinions. It is for the journalistic community to take initiative and seek to address the various concerns regarding the profession. The public also should be discerning enough to separate facts from opinions and form one's viewpoint accordingly. Thank you. So this was a sample speech. One more question on speech writing. The actions and behavior of senior college and university students are a far cry from the normal, decent and civilized. It's all the more reprehensible, because even girls are subjected to indecency and vulgarity. Write a speech on the topic ragging. So, here's the speech, children. Respected principal, sir, honorable teachers and my dear friends, good morning. Ragging deserves severe condemnation and needs to be consigned to the dustbin of discarded ideas. Today I am going to present my views on the serious issue of ragging. The practice has now become a source of uncivilized behavior, which brings to the fore animal instincts of the practicing youth. It is absolutely right. It shows the animal instincts of the one who rags. It deserves to be curtailed, curbed, and ultimately abolished. It calls for strict action and punishment. Any mildness in this regard amounts to giving it a further fillip. The raggers may put forth unsustainable arguments, that is meant to bring the freshers into the mainstream of campus life, that it helps in rounding up the angularities of the freshers who are awkward and uninitiated. The supporters of ragging also hold forth that this results in understanding the mutual liking which blooms into friendship, but not very true at all. Not at all true. On the contrary, many ragging incidents result into attempted suicides. Youngsters are subjected to unwholesome and unhealthy practices. So ragging should not be appreciated at all. Okay? So ragging should be banned, stopped. The ragged youngster nurses the humiliation in mind. Next year, we'll take it out on a newcomer and the practice continues. Hence, it calls for condemnation and a total ban of this practice of ragging. Thank you. So, we have done speech writing in this session. Please note down whatever I have done in this session. It will help you in the examination and otherwise also. Thank you. Goodbye.